Okay, so Tomb Raider.
The Tomb Raider.
Rise
Raider
of
of
the Shadow
all of the
of the
tombs.
Tomb.
Every single tomb.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting there's multiple because this is the first one I've played.
To Richie, every game is just the first game.
No, it's not true. All right.
So, I believe it was discussed a few times, but I've actually played 2 Tomb Raider games before this one.
Mm-hmm.
One is one of the good ones that of this trilogy. It was the first one.
Okay.
So I played the first one. And then I played like a super old one. I don't even remember what system it was on. It did not look great. And I didn't get very far. I probably played it for like half an hour.
Did it look like New Age 3D stuff, like everything was triangles?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah,
the original
it's-
series.
Probably the original.
Yeah, it was terrible looking.
Was
I
that
do
the original?
kind of want to play it again, just to see if I can beat it now, because when I was trying to play it, I was much, much younger.
I'll just warn you, it's very, very different. Like, I haven't even played it, and I know that.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of tank controls at times.
Mhm.
It's very awkward. It's not good.
Yeah.
Like I played a bunch of the early ones. I played some of the first reboot ones, and then I played all the trilogy so far.
The first reboot ones?
Yeah, there's the original series where she's very jaggedy and polygonal,
Uh-huh.
and then they kind of like did a soft reboot where they made her slightly more normal proportions,
Yeah.
slightly, and like a better model where it actually looks like there was curves instead of just jagged, sharp. And that one got like super mystical and super bizarre. There's like a shadow Lara running around.
Okay. Just gonna warn you.
Like Link?
In the
Shadow
end of this
Link?
one, I did fight the power of a god inside a guy. I had to stab him a bunch of times and shoot him with a shotgun. I don't even know how many
But
times.
how many dinosaurs did you shoot with an Uzi?
Okay, not many dinosaurs, I'll grant you that. Are dinosaurs mystical now?
When they show up, yeah.
Okay.
It's way less
I mean,
realistic.
the first one had a Japanese princess god.
Yes, but
I don't
like,
know what that was.
No.
Like, took possession of her, like, one of her best friends.
that we never
That-
see or hear about or talk ever again.
Oh, there's a best friend that died? Who knew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
I
much.
think she survived that encounter,
Yeah.
but
I think obviously
I
Jonah
guess she
did.
doesn't come
Oh yeah,
back.
Jonah did.
Like Jonah's the only through line besides Laura.
Speaking of Jonah,
Jonah.
he, first of all, is kind of a superhero. He just teleports wherever the plot needs him to, and then he saves Laura.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much sums up
he's-
Jonah.
Yeah, that's really all he does, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, occasionally they're like, hey, meet me here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I brought my girlfriend this time.
How did you... She teleported with you.
He ran away and he showed up with one of the bad guys' helicopters.
Yeah.
He just was there. Like, you have a helicopter and a pilot. How?
So,
How did you acquire this?
one way in which this game was very much lacking was its story cohesion. Like, the whole Jonah thing. How did he get there? How did we get there in one or two cases?
It would be a DLC just only Jonah. You play through as Jonah. And you solve other puzzles as Jonah.
So is Jonah actually going to be like a Sonic the Hedgehog-like game where you're just zipping around like supersonic speeds to get to all these places in
Just
time?
finds really convenient shortcuts.
All these boosters and
That
springs.
would actually be really fun if this were 2-player. Like, one person plays as Laura and one person plays as Jonah, and you're both racing to the same spot. Jonah always wins.
I was thinking about that, but it's just like, it's not Jonah doing anything. Like, she's like solving the puzzles. She's just sitting there like, okay, cool.
He
And just
opens
walking
the
around,
door.
just casually. Oh, hey, there's a door here.
Yeah, and she goes through 50 bad guys. He just walks around the corner. It's like, hey, I'm here, Lara.
That could have solved a lot of their problems. It's like, oh, I gotta solve all this tunnel. And she just gets to the other side of the temple. Like,
Jonah's there.
you can just go around. Why are you?
She's like climbing on the cliffs and everything, struggling, things falling, and he's just like, there's stairs.
Just make some fan fiction where Jonah's the main character. He's like, you could do this. She's like, no, I must take the hardest route.
It's like how the game starts where she's like, oh no, the cave collapsed, Jonah! It's like, oh come, I'll send a rescue party. It's like, never
No.
mind, I got this.
No, don't do that. I gotta jimmy my leg out with this knife and hope it doesn't cut me.
It's fine.
Ah.
The dragon likes me.
Yeah.
So favorite parts of the game?
Let's think.
Well, my favorite part is the part we didn't do on purpose. I like some of the,
The
side
challenge tombs?
Yeah, the challenge tombs
Okay.
have some really good cool ones in there for people to play at home.
Well, good. We didn't spoil the game for everybody.
Yeah, there's some like really cool ones. There's like a pirate ship
That would be cool.
and a tree. That one was hard. The Tree of Life one.
Hmm.
There's one just like a super gross underwater temple with piranhas. The piranhas are way bigger of a deal in the challenge tombs.
I figure they only showed up like one time. They
Yeah.
were really annoying, and I hated it. But
Defying all science about piranhas.
another weak,
Perpetuating the lies.
another weak point of the game: the science,
Yeah.
medical taping.
She takes every shot. It's like, I've been injured. I'm fine.
Yeah.
You got shot. You
So-
got crushed.
I
How
do
about you,
remember
Maddie?
it being worse in the first game though.
Yeah.
Like she got stabbed and like I remember like something sticking out of her side and she's just like, got it. It's
I'm
just
fine now.
And she just like goes through these rivers of corpses and blood with
Everything's
these
fine.
with this giant wound in her side. Totally fine.
Super fun.
So they became less gory as they went on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Actually,
did.
that's
Like,
true.
the
There
first
wasn't
one
very
was-
much in this one, to be honest.
Yeah, the first one had a lot of gore.
Like, there's a few like you actually managed to avoid all like the really gory deaths.
That's true.
Like all the spike related deaths are the gory ones.
That's because I would say probably 95% of my deaths were guys shooting me.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one
Occasional
pit I
falling
jumped off a
cliffs.
couple times, but that's about it.
A couple close, very few stabbies.
Yeah. I think my favorite part is probably like that temple area that you had to fight through, and you had the queen lady. What was her name?
Okay.
I don't remember her name,
Yeah.
but she
The
she was
queen.
shooting guys and stuff. Is like right before she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was cool.
She was cool.
Could I play her?
DLC with her coming back from the dead.
Probably.
Mummy, her.
There were so many mummies in this game.
So
They
many.
were everywhere.
Even in the Christian mission,
Yeah,
there
they're
are
like
mummies.
They're like Catholic mummies, Incan mummies, Mayan mummies,
So many
every
mummies.
kind of mummy, except for Egyptian. I mean, we weren't there, but there are a lot of places we weren't. They got mummies
There
from.
might have been an
Speaking
Egypt-
of which,
I think there
how
was a
come
mummy.
there's not a Tomb Raider in Egypt? One of these
That's too
newer
easy.
ones.
That's too easy. Too easy.
I think there was an Egyptian mummy in her house in that one level.
Oh, there probably was. Yeah.
Just because why not? Throw it in there. There was a dinosaur in that one.
hmm
They put a T-Rex in there. Just for fun. Just throw it in there. Who can own a full T-Rex skeleton in their house? They don't allow that. They're not allowed to have that.
She's an archaeologist.
Yeah.
There were not enough references to the Jackie Chan adventures made. I'm sorry.
Also, you don't get dinosaur bones in an archaeologist.
Paleontologist?
Yes.
Okay.
She's not that.
No, she's not a
Because in
paleontologist.
previous games, she shot dinosaurs whenever she found them.
That's how she got the bones, Matt.
But that was when she was a kid. Like, the dinosaur bone
Oh,
was in
okay,
her
okay,
house
got it.
when she was a kid.
Let's see.
So, least favorite. Oh,
No,
you
yeah.
didn't discuss your favorite.
I think I liked like the longer platforming sections, the ones where it's like jump between this, swing, jump, latch on. Those were fun. I like that. Which is funny because it's what we hated the Prince of Persia for, but this did it much better.
It looked different when you did it.
It did, and occasionally it had something besides hold up. That was okay.
It also changed where you were doing it. Like, sometimes it was over, like, a raging river. Sometimes it was over a canyon, you know.
But
was
also
different.
sometimes it was very bad at being a platformer. Not quite my least favorite part of the game, but I jumped from like almost exactly the same spot, but she jumped literally twice as far. I should have made that the first time, but the game's like, nah.
You didn't do it. You didn't. You didn't. do it.
Straight down from where you were jumping. That happened a couple times.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I remember one of the most egregious ones. It was pretty terrible and very obvious that you just dropped in dead air.
Oh yeah, and near the very end, when it was like, catch the zip line, Laura. Okay, or don't. That's cool too.
Oh, man.
So least favorite part.
Okay, so my least favorite part is kind of sad because it was the end of the game.
You
Like-
like that it ended? You wanted more game?
No, the fight with the big bad guy lasted forever.
That went
That's-
for
And it's just-
way too long.
Mostly because Richie was bad at it.
I mean,
I-
after I reached the one spot, I died a couple times, but didn't die before that.
Yeah, and then you died
And
a
I-
lot at that one spot.
And I got with like
Three
each
times, maybe?
each time he like did damage to the guy, he got a little faster and a little stronger. But that was about it. It was just running around in a giant circle,
Square.
turning around and shooting the guy, and then running around some more. It would have been nice if, like, say the first one was him, running around and shooting the guy, and the next one you have to do something different to do damage to him, like
Maybe
hold down something with your rope arrows and drop it on him, or
I think
something.
maybe a stealth section, like boss battle, would have been good for the first section. Then maybe the pull down on for second, then actual fighting for third. That would have been cool.
Yeah, so something
much-
different with the boss fight, but it was very monotonous.
Yeah, and the guys, they just looked like everything. So, and the arrows didn't really show up on screen. It was like, I got hit. I'm like, oh well, wonder where that came from. Better run in
Hit from
circles
somewhere.
until I find them.
Yeah.
There's only so many areas I guess I can get hit by.
Also, whenever I stopped behind cover, I got shot from the side. Like, there was no indication there was a guy there. It was like, oh, I guess that's happening. So I just kept going. It was annoying.
There's a few times I thought you were gonna run around and just run into him again, just like go all the way around.
He was on your tail like a lot towards the end. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. Still
Yeah.
behind you.
You?
I had it and then I forgot it for a minute. I just didn't like the direct combat parts.
Yeah, that
Where
is
you had to,
actually
like-
also
you had, to,
mine.
like, you had to just sit there and just shoot people. Like, the controls are not that good for this, and
They
you
weren't.
can't hold that much ammo unless you really go out of your way to buy the ammo pouches, which we did not.
No, we did nothing extra. Oh, except for that one challenge to him on accident.
Yeah. This is definitely where we're supposed to go. Oh,
We went
it
left.
wasn't?
That's our instinct. We go left.
Yeah. Just the combat-y sections were also my least favorite part. I'm not a first-person shooter person, but also, like, even the stealth ones, it was impossible to tell when anything was going to happen. Like, huh! So people would just turn around at random intervals. I'm like, yeah, he's good. And then as I was stabbing, he's like, I'm red! I'm like, oh, good. Looks like I get to fight now. The worst
Yeah.
part of the game.
Yeah, that was pretty bad how it would just suddenly turn red
So
as you were attacking.
And also the thing was, like, you could only see them by pressing L3, and it had a cooldown. So it's like, let's watch this guy. He's yellow. Click, 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 click. Oh, okay, he's still yellow. It was dumb.
So we all shared the least favorite part. Just
Yeah,
the specific
the combat.
parts.
The combat was bad
is
in that game.
yeah.
Anything else was good. I like the
Yeah, pretty much everything else. No, well, the story was bad,
The
but
story, but like the actual gameplay. Like
yeah, the
running
gameplay
around,
was great. Apart from combat.
Just tutorial for a good amount of time.
Yeah,
I thought the Jaguars were going to be a much bigger part than they were.
yeah, like it was like it was like front showing in like the menu. It's like, this is the difficulty. Rawr, it's a Jaguar.
It's got like blood all over its mouth, and then we fought
Two.
one, and then almost immediately fought the other one,
Mhm.
and then never again.
Nope.
There is a side quest that we didn't do that does sort of tie that together. But it's a side quest.
Yeah.
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 Overall, it was also a very pretty
It
game.
was super pretty.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. And the motion capture for the game is really nice.
did they do motion capture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have an actual actor playing Laura.
That's fair. They did a good job.
It's like a mocap or just like.
Mm-hmm. They managed to vary up the locations quite a bit.
yeah.
Like, we could have just been in the same ugly brown tomb the whole time, which other games sometimes do. Prince of Persia.
Like, even though it was the same area, it changed up. Like in this,
Yeah.
oil fields for a little bit.
Oh yeah, we were in oil fields. That happened. It
Right.
wasn't very pretty. I'm glad it didn't last
Well,
long.
yeah, but it was different.
it
like,
was
it changed
yeah.
up.
It
Yeah.
did change it up very well.
Definitely made that area very tense because it's like not pretty. It was aggressive.
Yeah.
Fire everywhere.
Actually, as far as atmosphere goes, the game did really well with that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of water in that game.
There was a lot
Like,
of water in
are
that
they
game.
just trying to show off like we can do water stuff?
The rainforest. It's wet there.
Okay, fair.
But it was always so clear. Like,
Yeah.
painfully clear. Like,
Yeah.
there were hundreds of corpses in one of these. It's like, oh, look how pretty this water is.
Oh man.
What do you think of the water sections, by the way?
Well, I didn't play them,
Mhm.
so it's hard to say. So usually water sections are really difficult.
Mhm.
Like one of the difficulties is the finding places to breathe,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of did a good job of making that very clear. Like, here's a glowing spot, that's where you get air. So was it very difficult to
Well,
play?
the piranhas, just the one spot they were in, killed me like 2 times, I think. But I don't think I died anywhere in water apart from the piranhas.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
piranhas are annoyingly aggressive.
Yeah.
Because like the eels just take a little bit of your air away, basically. That's all
Mhm.
they do. But the piranhas, if you don't get out of the water, which most of the cases you encounter them, you can't get out of the water.
Yeah,
They just kill you. If they see you, you're dead.
yeah.
It's just pretty much instant death.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty annoying.
And this game, more than most other games, had a very... It didn't give any good indication as to where the enemies could see.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of places, like Light It Up or whatever, like, that's not realistic. It's not, but it's fun.
That's
So-
when you can see their eyes in person. It's really hard to see where these guys' eyes are in this game.
And this was a school of piranhas,
Yeah.
swimming in a very small
who
circle.
knows what they can see?
Yeah. So that part was more of a crapshoot if you get past it or not. And the underwater scenes, even though I didn't die, I always thought I was going to, which is a good thing. It made
Yeah.
it made it very tense.
So,
Yeah.
like
Like the parts where you have to crawl through like bodies or rocks and it's very tight and,
Yeah.
and your screen starts to go fuzzy. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm losing
That
air.
very last, I was
It's
like,
very-
I'm dead. I died. I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's very good at making that a very tense moment.
hmm
having played a little bit more of the game than you guys, it takes a while. It doesn't really indicate when you're gonna die though. Like it's fuzzy for way longer than it feels like it should be.
Oh, so I wasn't actually all that close to
No.
death? Oh. Huh.
But it feels tense. But it's like when am I actually dead? Like, oh, I'm dead now. Okay, I just sort of it just stopped being fuzzy. Like, oh, I'm just dead. All right.
Yeah.
It went from like I can't tell, sort of tense, and then like I guess I'm fine. Oh, no, I'm dead. All right. This was not a great indicator.
Okay.
So I just went out of my way to make sure I got all the breathing things so I didn't have to worry about it as much.
So is the water specifically in this one, or what about the other Tomb Raider games? Have you played any of those?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of water in the other two, but not nearly as much. It's not like a lot of I don't remember there being a lot of underwater sections.
The only major parts I remember in the first one
Mhm.
was there was a rapids area, so you're
Mhm.
not really swimming through the water. You're just trying not to impale yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Good policy.
And then there's a part where you have to get to a boat and then back. But again, I don't think you were really swimming through the water. It was just like jumping from rocks to get to this broken down ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say no.
Okay.
There's a little bit of swimming in the Russian one, I believe, the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the second one.
But that one made a lot less sense because like I'm in the water and now I'm in the snow.
I'm
and
dying of
this should be a
hypothermia.
problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
I mean, they do have hot springs there, but probably not everywhere.
Yeah, not like just there. I'm just in the forest now. I'm not at a nice inn.
Hmm.
I'm not getting some delicious coffee. I'm just like I might make a fire if I find one.
Yeah.
I'm getting shot and there's a deer after murder every once in a while.
I obviously can't make any comments on the other games. Did they have skill trees like this one?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one did. It didn't look the same.
Yeah,
Well-
it changes
I
up
don't.
every time.
Yeah, I don't remember what it looks like anymore, but I know this one was definitely different from it.
So what was your view on the story of this game?
It was really good until you had to kill that howler monkey for no reason.
That was my favorite part. Thank you.
Of course, it was. I think it was only your favorite part because it upset me so much.
It was. I would
It
have
was
just
just- it was
immediately
just-
let it go, but no, you would not.
It was just the way that it dropped. Just like it made me
Straight
so
down.
sad.
And then you got mad about you're totally okay with people dying. Like, yeah, it's fine. People. But that monkey.
That monkey. Hashtag Harambe. The howler monkey.
It's got the same name as the gorilla. But they're different.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I think the story did a good job. They did a good job with the story, I should say. Some of the aspects were not the greatest. Like they're listening in on this conversation at the very beginning, and the guy's like he's really far away from them, and there's a party going on, but they can hear clearly what's being said.
Yeah.
And you're like, are they wired or something? Did somebody
No.
leave? Like, I don't know what was going on there, but yeah.
We also go over it in the game a little bit, but like the guy hacks into our radio. I was like, oh no, stealth sex are going to be so hard now. But he could have just sung annoyingly over our radio whenever he knew we were nearby. Because a couple times he even told our soldiers like, yep, she's nearby. And then he would talk to us. They didn't care. He didn't like sing annoyingly loud and make them all notice where we are.
She could have just turned off the radio.
The bad guys in this were just awful, really.
Yeah, it felt a little too clean, like because I know you didn't notice it 'cause you played the games, but like it tied up the whole story way too nicely. It's like, oh yeah,
Okay.
Trinity is all just led by this one guy,
And now he did.
and he's the one who killed my dad too. So it's all just like all this gets cleaned up right
There
here.
was a lot of
It's
coincidence
like,
right
this
there.
seems
yeah.
a little like they don't feel like a threat anymore.
I actually never really saw him as a threat the whole time because every single time I got the artifact, they held someone captive. I gave it to them. Rinse and repeat. That was the game.
Yeah. The other two games like build
That's
up
fair.
Trinity and like they're like build them up as being like this big threat, and then this one's like, nah.
Yeah. So it failed by itself, and it also failed as part 3 because they had this whole thing going apparently, and did not follow through.
They tried to tie it up
Yeah.
and it didn't work out.
I feel like the thing with the mother, the queen dying.
I liked her.
I did like her.
She
I
wasn't
felt
really
like
a queen. by
She
the way.
wasn't?
Really?
No.
Huh.
That was just a story.
Okay. Whatever. What were you
oh, anyways, I just feel like they could have done better with her dying, not just getting
Wait,
shot
which
in
queen
the
are we
back.
talking about? Oh, that queen. I thought you were talking about Laura's mother. Yeah, she was a queen. I got confused. Sorry.
No, not Laura's mother. The
actual
Both
queen.
get called queens. At some
Oh
point.
yeah, the White Queen. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I don't know.
She was
I
cool. She
feel
was the
like
best.
that could have been done better. Like maybe Laura, she would have been fighting to get to that guy in time before he reached the queen to kill her,
Mhm.
or maybe she was taken captive and the guys are like, "Okay, give me the box or I'll kill her," and then Laura does, and then they kill her anyways because
They're evil.
it helps
They kinda
them
did
with
that.
their plans to not have her in the way.
I also didn't like that they tried to make the bad guys like, I was an okay guy all along. At the very
Well,
end.
that guy did like the queen, though. His sister-in-law.
Mhm.
He actually did like her. He didn't want to kill her.
No,
he could have killed her many times.
I'm okay with that, like that guy, like
Yeah.
at that part being that, but overall he was like, I was trying to be a good guy the whole time. Like, not buying
Again,
that.
in his mind, he was trying to be the good guy. He
Yeah.
just wanted to recreate the world in his image.
Yes.
That doesn't make him a good guy. That's what he was trying to do.
Oh, who was the like the mustache twirling bad guy, Rourke or
Rourke.
something? Like that? Yeah, he existed.
He's like the primary antagonist for the second game.
Oh, okay, good, because I just completely forgot he was a thing all the time.
Yeah.
With a very ignominious death, by the way.
He's just like,
He's like, I'm shooting these things. Oh, I can't shoot them anymore, I guess. Oh, the queen's gonna stab me with her hands.
I had no backup plan for when I run out of bullets.
There were a lot of queens in this.
There's 3 queens
Yeah, that's a lot.
and Jonah.
The queen of the moment.
Yeah, when at the end when you're like, that's gonna be Rourke in that thing that's shooting at you, I'm like, that's a person.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't remember who he was.
And the,
Yeah,
the,
all-
con- the
if you're-
combat controls were so bad.
If your name is Rourke, you're just an evil mercenary commander at all times. It's just your destiny.
That's fair. I can't think of any good Rourkes.
Apologies to all Rourkes
Well, there's
out
Mickey
there.
Rourke, but yeah, he was kind of an evil mercenary.
Oh, well, there we go.
You were saying the combat?
Well, no, that's just another side comment. It was already my least favorite part, the combat.
The
was bad.
combat's awful.
Yeah. I mean, like Matt was saying, like while we were playing the game, when you could stay away and be sneaky and shoot them,
Yeah.
it was fine.
It
But
was
sometimes
okay.
you were forced into doing hand-to-hand combat or shooting them,
Mhm.
and it never worked out.
No.
Just-
Like, and I was it just like a random number generation thing of when if you hit them with your pick, it'll work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. There's a skill you can get to make it so it happens more often.
That's still awful.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to do melee.
But occasionally you had no choice.
You could
Or,
just
like,
shoot 'em
it
before
just-
they get close enough, Richie.
Well, they took your bow and guns at one point.
That's what the stealth part was for. You weren't supposed to go into gun. You weren't supposed to go into melee. You're supposed to stealth them.
I'm sorry, I wanted to play the game.
And sometimes he tried to stealth them, and it's just like, nope, they saw you.
Yeah, well,
Again, that's another
Yeah,
inconsistent them
that's
spotting you thing.
Switching to red instantly.
Hmm. So,
So the movie came out.
a while ago. A while
the
ago.
Yeah.
movie came out.
The movie came out. I
Vaguely
saw it.
Based on the first game of this series.
Did you see it?
I've seen no Tomb Raider movies.
Okay.
Do you watch movies at all? Do you know what a movie is?
I believe you sit in front of a screen and then some things move. That's why they're called movies.
Are we a movie? Because we're in front of a screen and we're moving.
We kind of are, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean people are watching
So, anyways,
Gosh, I hope so.
this?
so thankfully,
Hi, you five.
I did play the first one long before the movie came out.
The game came out long before the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually played the game when it came out, and then I saw the movie, and I think I found out afterward it was supposed to be based on the game.
Had the same,
I didn't think
character,
it.
same location.
Yeah, I didn't think it fit very well with the game. It was a good standalone movie. It was fine. But to say it was supposed to be the same story as the game, I did not agree with that.
Now, is this
Like, they had a Japanese queen.
No, Himiko,
Oh,
They had Laura,
Lara,
and they had the Trinity.
Trinity?
Trini, and her dad,
That
Oh,
who wasn't in that
He
part of the
wasn't-
game at all because he's already dead.
yeah,
Alright.
he
He died when she was
wasn't
12.
exactly. He wasn't in the game, and so they had those three things that were the same, and that was about it.
Yeah.
They had even like the game begins with this whole boat crash and everything, and they try to put that in the movie,
That's
but it's
right.
not the same as it was in the game. Like, for instance, she had like, what was it, 5 other people with
Yeah.
her, like her friends.
Jonah, her friend who's the descendant of Himiko, and
Yeah,
there's all
like
these
a
people.
bunch of other people with her who were her friends. In the movie, she has this one random guy that she just barely met.
Shanghaied into taking the boat.
Yeah.
I see. When you said the first movie, I thought you were talking about the one with Angelina Jolie, which I
Yeah.
also haven't seen, but I've heard it was a fun terrible.
It's just ridiculous.
Was it a fun terrible?
The first one was okay. The second one was just awful.
There was a second one?
Yeah, there's 3 Tomb Raider movies. 2
The-
of them with Angie and one with the other person.
The
Oh,
most
okay.
recent one is the only one I've seen.
Yeah, the other ones are not
Okay,
great.
okay.
They're just a lot of world-ending stuff. And just as many weird outfits they can throw on Angelina Jolie as they possibly can.
I think that's every movie she's in.
It's like, here, let's throw this on you. Like, yeah. Now take it off, but only from like so we only see your back. Yeah, this is good. This is good cinema.
All right.
I just don't know why like these games where you play as a hero who's usually by themselves,
Mhm.
and yet every time in their movie they're always with somebody else.
We had Jonah. But he was never there during
Yeah.
the actual important
Yeah.
parts. He just saved us in every cinematic possible.
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, is Laura alone at any point in any of the movies? Like, is she ever by herself? Like, I don't remember her really being by herself for any.
Like, maybe for a few minutes at a time.
She's like, oh no, I'm by myself. I gotta get through this thing. Oh, I crashed. Oh, my dad rescued me out of nowhere. My dad just shows up.
Right, movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Movie, yeah.
He dead.
Yeah.
He died.
When she was 12, apparently.
Or she's climbing around the house like a crazy person.
Oh, that part of the game also took forever. Like, I hate games where you have to walk slow and the story will progress. That's the new Unscopable cutscene people have mentioned, it's true. But in this one, it was like, let's slowly climb over the house. I actually, like, remembering it, I thought one of you guys was playing it because I was so uninteractive. It was a really, really boring part of the game.
I'm not sure if that was a dig on us or
Yeah,
on
I
the game.
don't know.
On the game.
Yeah,
I think one of
she-
you guys was playing it because it was super slow.
I think it was more of like he didn't feel like he was actually playing.
Yeah.
I think that's
No.
what he's trying to
I-
say.
Yeah.
I got what he was saying. I was just
He's just
teasing
being
him.
rude. So,
Um,
I've like,
yeah, and the fact that she was in a skirt, you brought this up
Yeah, that's
several
not
times, made no sense at all. Like,
not in character and why they made the effort to do that. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's so much easier just to put her in shorts as a character model.
yeah, and it doesn't make sense because it's like sometimes people will put like their female characters in skirts or whatever,
Just cause.
just cause, and I guess like sometimes it's more appealing because it's like, ooh, what if you get an upskirt shot or something like that? But it's a little girl. Who?
Don't finish that question.
We didn't do that part, but they did.
What?
Yeah, there's a part where she climbs the rope. If you skipped it,
Well, good for me.
good job. I was gonna try to direct you away from that and make sure it didn't happen, but you like went right past it. Like, good choice.
That's,
Yeah, just
anyway.
Just like, why? Why did they even make that a part? Like, they didn't need to.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
So if they're going to make these games in the future, where do you think they should go? Like, places you've been in real life would work out pretty well for that?
Well, I've already been to Cozumel, though. That's where the beginning of this game went.
That's true.
I did mention Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt would be really good. There are tombs there. Tombs aplenty.
Yeah. The problem with it is the same problem that like Prince of Persia has, where it's all the same color and kind of bland.
Well, that both is and isn't true. I mean, much of Egypt, yeah, just a bunch of sand. But, you know, if you're near the Nile, it's actually got a fair amount of green.
Or
the Nile's
near the,
big.
like, because, Tomb Raider set in modern day, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know
As
the
far as we know.
yeah, but like the pyramids are like next to a city, like it's there.
Yeah,
like, it's like built like city pyramid.
There's probably enough place you could go to get some visual diversity
You
there.
know, and like what Assassin's Creed Origins. Hey, I said it right.
Ooh, good job.
You know, it took place in there, and it was even before like cities, and it was managed to change up the scenery. You know, it was in Egypt, but it changed up the scenery.
Mm-hmm.
It looked different.
So they could do an Egypt one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They could do.
They could do something in like the American West. There's some cool,
I was like, they did, but no, that was Assassin's Creed. So
like I just like there's like Mesa Verde.
okay.
There's like
I,
up near there.
I was thinking Australia. There's not very many games
There's
based
not-
in Australia.
Anything
Yeah.
there.
It was a prison colony.
Like,
I mean, it was stuff.
It's very
before that,
modern
obviously,
archaeology.
but-
Just not a lot of ancient tombs to raid down there.
Mhm.
That's fair, but
The Aboriginal culture was not known for making tombs.
there just needs to be more games based in
Well,
Australia.
I mean, at this point, they also like
There's
we were in a like a
Tasmania,
Catholic
yeah.
mission for a while there, and we had a bizarre tomb there. It's a little bit thrust in there.
It's made by a guy.
It was made by a guy.
Made by a guy. It doesn't really make sense with it.
Although actually, in Germany, they have a lot of like a whole ton of Catholic cathedrals. They are giant things. They look awesome inside.
So that'd be kind of like Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code kind of ish, but better.
Yeah.
Not based on hoodoo.
Da Vinci Code was so bad. Anyway.
I thought that's it. It's like that's it. I like that.
Mhm.
Speaking of voodoo, they could do like the south.
No
I don't want to
tombs.
say
South
the
America.
southeast, right?
No tombs. Not a single tomb. You can't have tombs down there. You literally cannot.
Huh.
I understand.
Tomb Raider.
I got that. But I'm saying they do a lot of like magic stuff in
At
these
this
Tomb
point,
Raider
yeah.
games.
Mhm.
So having somebody like who does voodoo or something would be interesting.
Where does that originate from?
Voodoo is actually a combination of African beliefs and Christianity.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of Christian saints are various Loa in the voodoo religion.
Okay, that's actually completely. Yeah, people when the early Catholic Church, in order to assimilate other people, they're like, "Yep, they're a saint."
Yeah.
So
Well, no, it's like they made the saints into Loa.
okay.
It went the other way.
Oh wow. Okay, reverse.
Yeah.
All right.
It's actually technically considered a Christian sect.
Huh.
Not by major Christian thing, but like people who study religions, not the actual Christian church.
Right.
They don't accept it at all.
The more you know.
They're like, no, because you do magic. It's cool.
That's fair.
Doesn't China have some places?
Oh, China, yeah.
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 Yeah. You could do tons of stuff in China.
Yeah, like that would be an interesting.
They
location.
regularly just flood ancient locations. Like, yeah, we don't need that anymore. Build a dam over it.
So sad.
India.
Ooh, India. I like India.
India would be good too.
India would be great.
Should be the next one actually.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be
It's
just
got a
a
lot of-
trilogy, or are they gonna keep going?
I don't know. Depends on how well this one
I don't-
sells.
I didn't even know until like after the movie and Matt told us that there were more Tomb Raider games than that first one that I played.
So does that one
Like-
end on a point that actually makes sense? Or well, it's a video game, it doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, it sort of ends. Like, it has more of a hook.
Yeah.
And like this one, we didn't record to the end. I forgot about it until just now. That there's like a post-credit scene.
Oh.
And it doesn't really add much. It's like a callback to Tomb Raider 2, like the first Tomb Raider 2.
Pixel Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Like a callback to that, and they just like, oh, like I can still do stuff. Just more,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I actually went to Cozumel. When I was down there, I was in Chichen Itza, which is a Mayan. I
Mhm.
think I should have researched this. I didn't. I had the chance, and I just decided to look at something else.
That's the problem with the internet. Like, you can say things and 99% of people won't know, but the one person will, and then they'll bring it up, and everyone's like, yeah, that's so dumb.
It is either Mayan or Aztec, and I'm going to lean more towards Mayan. It's, the ziggurats there is really cool. I climbed one of them. It was super fun, super dangerous, because the steps are about, like, yay wide.
Oh.
They're very hard to walk on.
And how steep were they?
Yes.
Oh dear. So if you fall, you're gonna
Just
keep
you
going.
keep on. Just like you can like sort of scoot down like in a reclined position as you go down. Because if you
Okay.
try walking down, you will die.
Oh wow.
You cannot walk down this thing.
So also that was another like weird thing. They're very much into like the little facts and like just little trivia stuff occasionally in this game, but they kept calling them pyramids.
Yeah, they're not pyramids. They're ziggurats. They are stepped. They're sort of stepped. That is a ziggurat, not a pyramid. Pyramids are relatively smooth.
You must construct additional ziggurats.
They're designed. Pylon.
Thank you,
It's
Matt.
terrible.
You're combining RTSs. I'm very confused in how
They're both by the same company. It's fine.
they're affecting my weird, like, nonsense trivia Tourette syndrome where I have to correct people.
Ooh, we should
Hate
probably
it.
take advantage of this at some point.
That sounds mean.
Really intentionally say things wrong about Disney, and I can't stop myself. Anyway. I also was down in Belize, which has a weird Jamaican-like accent, and I went cave tubing in a Mayan temple. Not temple, more of a cave system where they did sacrifices.
Huh.
Wait, what is cave tubing?
It was where you sit in a tube and you go through a cave.
Oh,
I don't know how to explain that better.
is it like the people tubes from Futurama?
No, it's like a tube, like an inner tube.
Oh, okay.
You sit in a tube. I don't sit in them well because I'm shaped like basically a daddy long leg spider.
It's
So I get in the tube and like my arms and legs are out there. Then my butt just scrapes on there and I cut my butt
Oh, that's really sad.
like on the butt inside of the butt cheek, like
Oh.
lacerated on a rock. It was not fun.
All right.
So don't do that if you're tall.
It was
is what you're saying.
super creepy because we're in a cave and they have like the parts where the water gets deeper,
Mhm.
and they have like guides there, and their job is just to stand there and make sure they don't go in the deep part where they could die. But they just stand there in the darkness with no light, and they're just like, and then you just like drift in. There's like the person just standing there.
Staring. In this place where they sacrificed human lives.
And all they don't even like acknowledge it. Just
All right.
Creepy.
Well, so Matt's done a couple things. I've only been in Germany.
nothing
I-
to me.
Well, okay, I was in Canada a little bit, but
I don't care.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know you'd been to Canada.
Niagara Falls,
Barely
Oh.
counts as Germany.
Canada.
It barely counts as Germany too.
I don't think it counts at all as Germany.
I mean, I think going to Epcot Center counts more as Germany than that.
You're right, it would, because Niagara Falls has nothing to do with Germany.
I'm doubling down on my stupid.
Okay.
So I haven't left the country. I've been to Florida to go to Disneyland World. And I've
Disney
been
World.
to Michigan to go to Cedar Point.
It was good.
That's kind of like Canada. It's as cold as Canada.
Thankfully, we went when it was warm because I refused to go when it was cold.
Also, before anyone yells at us in the comments, yes, we know it's in Sandusky, Ohio. I just lived in Michigan. We drove there. It's fine.
Yeah. We stayed in Michigan while we were there. We went to Cedar Point for one day and came back.
Do you really think our fan base includes hardcore Cedar Point fans?
It might.
One can hope.
One can hope.
One day. So anyways, so I haven't been to very many places. I did get to do something that was kind of like what we saw here in the game. I got to go rappelling once.
Oh.
It was awesome.
Yes.
We did it as a, what do I want to say, a girls' camp activity.
That's cool.
It was probably the best girls' camp.
It had
activity?
rappelling, so.
Yeah, it had rappelling. We had, I think it was just one, but there might have been two, like, professional
Mhm.
guys who knew how to do it. Yeah, I think it was two, because there was one at the bottom, and then there was one who would actually go up the rope and then bring somebody down. So we were next to this guy
Okay.
who was telling us what to do, and there was one part that was super scary because the cave went down.
Cave?
I'm trying to...
You were in a
Cliff?
cave? That's
no,
super scary.
Sorry, the cliff.
Oh, okay.
So the cliff went down like this. Down like this, and then suddenly dropped in and then down again. And so he had to be like, okay, you're about to reach a part where the cliff ends, and you're like, what? I'm not at the bottom. And so he just helps you to get around this small divot. I say small, but I don't know.
How old were you
I
at
don't
the
know how
time?
to gauge it. I don't know, 13, 14?
It was probably small.
It was either my first or my second girls' camp.
The
But-
first time you do it, though, it feels terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Right?
going over
And-
the edge even the first time is kind of, oh. But after, it's just, I love rappelling. It's awesome.
Right?
We should probably
Like, I'm
try
not,
this.
like, super terrified of heights, and I will try to conquer my fear of
Mhm.
them by doing stuff like that, because I think it's fun. I will never go, like, cliff diving or anything. But
We did minor cliff diving, didn't we?
that was like 3 feet up, Richie. I don't think that counts.
Well, some were like 10 or 15.
But we didn't do those.
I will never do cliff diving.
You will die. You can't swim.
Or skydiving.
Ooh, I
But
love
like
the
some
skydiving.
something like
That'd
that
be fun.
where it's I think the hardest part honestly is getting yourself to go over the edge,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it
falling
absolutely
backwards over this cliff, and you haven't, like, you don't know yet if the rope is going to hold you. Once you get over it, you're like, oh, okay, the rope will stay, it's strong, it's good.
Yeah.
But that first initial drop is the hardest part to do.
I don't like that you have to know all the special code words. Like you have to say belay or they won't stop you. Like they made that like a threat.
Oh, I just went with my dad's, so he didn't require us to shout belay.
Yeah, they're like you have to say belay or else we won't belay. You say it twice so we know you mean it.
Belay, belay! Simon says belay!
And all the person belay does goes, I don't know how that saves me, but that does.
I forgot actually, but there is actually something else I did, or do. I go scuba diving.
Oh,
I,
yeah. Yeah,
I
that
have
counts.
a scuba diving license. It's kind of awesome because you just keep it for the rest of your life once you get it. So I have done that a couple times. It was really fun here because at the lake, one of them, they've actually, what's the word for it? Sunk different things. Like they're
Scuttled.
Scuttled? Really?
I think that's the term when you,
Yeah.
like, sing something on purpose.
Okay. Well, they scuttle different things, and one of the things we got to go adventuring through, I guess, was this sunken plane, like a small plane.
Mhm.
And it was just fun. We just got to go through it and, like, sit in the seat. I think they've done other things like a car and stuff, but
Not have to worry about your breath meter.
That sounds
Yeah.
absolutely terrifying.
it was fun.
I can't
I do want
swim.
to... I do want to go scuba diving in the ocean yet. I have yet to have that opportunity.
I did snorkeling in the ocean
Ooh.
as much as I could do when I can't swim.
Maybe.
I think snorkeling is worse because I'm constantly worried if water's going to go in there and then I just breathe in. Like,
Do like a 1,000 sub special, teach Matt how to swim.
I was in, I did it at like in one of the places that was actually abandoned by Disney. Like, that's where I went snorkeling. Is that they used to have this little like Castaway Key or something like that down in the Caribbean, and it was fun. And I did that, and they had scuttled things like that too. I didn't get to see them because they were further out than I could go because
Yeah.
I couldn't swim. It was cool. I stole a rock.
All right. Weird.
this rock is mine now.
I stepped on it, I thought it was very smooth, and I took it out. Like, it looked like a moon rock practically, even though it's kind of crescent moon shaped. I still have it somewhere.
Cool. So yeah, I think those are the two major things that I've done that were Tomb Raider-like.
So overall impressions of the game.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
I'd give it a yes.
I would play it again.
Yes out of 10.
Yes out of 10.
I'm gonna go back and get all the stuff I haven't unlocked, like all the things I missed.
I know, like, the first one, like, when I played it, I couldn't get enough of it. I played that game, like, again and again, and I wanted to find all, like, the little stuff and all the optional tombs and stuff like that. I think this one, like, I think there wasn't quite as much variety in, like, the different locations and stuff as there was in the first one. Even though we were literally going across different countries, and the first one was just this one small island. But I do think I could go and play that game, the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was on an island.
I thought you were talking about first part of the game, of this game. I
Oh.
was like,
Were we? I don't think so.
No, yeah. But I do think I could play this game again.
I think this one definitely had the most diversity in locations.
Full disclosure, it's not the kind of game I normally play. I was not fond of stealth mechanics or the combat, but as far as like the movement goes, that was pretty fun. I like that.
It's not a competitive game. You don't like those. You don't like non-competitive games.
I do generally like competitive games, yes. Not shooters, but everything else.
I think it had a good balance of, like, the combat and the exploring, different areas
Exploring's
and puzzles. I think it could have had more puzzles,
It does have more puzzles. We just didn't do them.
Challenge teams.
but main story-wise, what we actually did.
What is required to beat the game?
A lot of puzzles were very simple.
There was a puzzle difficulty
Yeah,
thing.
I kind of want to play with that and see what that might actually do. Because some of them seemed really easy to solve.
Like, you remember that one that had us, like, turning the things and had to make the oil go down? I expect when you turn the difficulty up on the puzzles, there might be 2 or 3
Yeah.
things you can turn, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did like that puzzle where just like backtracking, figuring out
Oh.
where the oil would go or come from.
Actually, there is one complaint about the game, like, whenever I would try to be like, hey, I wonder if I can go here and do this, the answer was always no. And when I started looking for white paint on the wall, that was when it actually started flowing, so it made it feel more like a game than anything else, which, I mean, obviously it was, but...
Yeah, I'm like, Richie.
It's kind of a...
Yeah, but you don't want to think, I'm playing a video game the entire time you're playing a video game. You want to, like, be in the story, be in the world.
So you want more immersion.
I want to not have white paint to delineate what I'm supposed to do, and give me more options.
Like, it makes sense, like, some places, like, oh, that would be white paint. But, like, every place that you could climb anywhere had white paint on it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's man-made, rock...
And the only
Tree.
way that I could move through the game at the proper pace was to start looking for white paint instead of, I bet I can run up that.
That's what Jonah was doing. He went
Painting!
he went before us and he painted it. This is how you go, Laura.
She should go up here. I'll save her when she gets to the top.
Oh, her life debt if she removed the parasite from my arm.
So, overall impression, still a yes out of 10.
Yeah.
It's over.